Okay, now we're going to also add ketchup into this. Yes, people, ketchup. Okay, then we're also going to add horseradish. You're going to use about 3 tablespoons. You can use 2 if you don't really like horseradish as much. I'm using 3. Now that you've added all of this, I want you to stir it in. Mix all that ketchup and horseradish and all that into this. It's going to look a little nasty to you. You're going to be like, ooh, I don't want to eat that. Let it cook. You'll like it. So just put the heat up to medium. Start mixing it around. Once it starts to sizzle, you're pretty much ready. You'll know it. You'll know when the heat gets to the right temperature where it's hot again and starting to cook. When it gets back cooking, then we're going to add the rest. Oh yeah, now that it's actually starting to simmer in there a little bit, we know it's ready on medium heat. So now what I want you to do is take 3 cups of water. I want you to add 3 cups of water to this. And that's the start. We might add some more later. You just got to watch what you need. Then I want you to stir it in real good. Mix it up really well. It should start looking like this. Okay. Then I want you to grab your meat. Yes, we are finally going to add the kielbasa that we chopped up into there. Oh yeah. Stir that meat around a little bit. Get it mixed in there. Then we're going to add, just in whole chunks like this, our cabbage, purple, and your green peppers in big chunks, because we're going to remove those green peppers later. We're not going to want them in there, not in that size. Okay, and then all your potatoes, but you can go lighter on potatoes, less potato, more potato, that's kind of up to you. Okay. Okay, now that we've tried to stir these in a little bit, it's not going to be easy unless you have a really big pot. Now what we're going to do is we're going to close our pressure cooker. We're going to put our pressure cooker lid on. We're going to close it up. We're going to put this over high heat, seal it up, and we're going to start figuring until the pressure builds enough to where the top starts shooting steam. Then we're ready to, when it starts releasing steam, we're ready to open it up and stir it again. Okay, now that you've done that and sealed this, now what I want you to do is take the broccoli that you steamed, and I want you to cut the tips off pretty much, so you get very little stem but a lot of that top stuff. I want you to mash them up a little bit, and that's about how much you want right there, about a hand. And then what I want you to do is add this. You get any kind of cheese whizzy, cheese, cream cheese stuff inside these jars, anything like that. It's double cheddar by Ragu. I want you to dump that in there, a whole thing of it, which is 1 pound of this double cheddar. Stuff you'd use on like macaroni and cheese. So dump that inside there. Okay, now that you've taken that, I want you to mix it up real good. It should look like this, have a consistency like this when it's done. Now that you've mixed that, then what I want you to do is take the broccoli and cheese soup. I want you to put half of that can, and those cans usually weigh 10 3/4 ounce now. They used to be 12. But half of that can of the condensed, and I want you to mix that in there. Just like that, broccoli and cheese soup. Then I'm going to want you to add a cup of water to this, 1 cup of water, and a 1/4 cup of milk. Then I want you to simmer this on the stove for a while. So now that you've mixed this all real well with the water and the milk, it should still look pretty much the same, but it's just got the water and milk added with the soup. I'll pour it into a pan. I want you to have a lid ready for it, and you're going to put the lid on, and you're going to simmer this for quite a while everything cooks, because this is going to end up being a little bit of a topping you can use, an optional topping on your kielbasa. Now that this is pressurized and we are letting it sit, we have about 10 minutes left of that, 15, something like that. So what I want to do is start a thing of water, get it boiling, so we can get our rice, and then we're going to do our boiling bag rice. We use the jasmine, some good flavor to go with this, and that's going to be our bed that we lay this kielbasa stuff on. And we'll have broccoli on the side that we can put the cheese sauce on top of, or also use the cheese sauce on top of the other dish too. All set. Another thing is, while you're holding it, while it's building pressure, you can shake it a little bit like this to move the water around and everything, okay? So it stays like motion, because you can't stir it while it's pressurizing. Now the pressure's built and it's pressurized, as though our little red buttons popped up. They're all a little different, but you always have something to tell you that it's ready, that the pressure is built to the point. So now we're going to open it up and add other ingredients. I don't really have a choice to remove this from heat right now, so I shut the heat off. I don't have any room here. And this is what happens when you release the pressure. Take a fork like that, get it underneath that little ball, and it will release all of its pressure. And when this little button goes back down, that'll let you know that the pressure is released, okay? When that button falls. Now inside our pot, this is what it looks like. A churning, bubbling thing of stew, basically. Stir this up a little bit. Try to bring that meat and mushrooms and everything up onto the top. If you can get down underneath it, spatula helps a little bit. As you see, I'm trying not to break up everything so much. So when you cook with pressure, it makes things soft fast, and they can fall apart and break apart on you in there. So okay, now we have that. What we're gonna add is Coke. Okay, so get your 1 cup of Coca-Cola here. I want you to pour it in over everything evenly like that. And it's non-flattened. It'll flatten on its own from cooking. And then mix it in a little bit. Yeah. That's it. 1 cup of Coca-Cola going in. And then we're going to reseal this, and we're going to cook it until it pressurizes again. Okay, now it's gone its second run in here. What I want to do is take out these green peppers. You can chop them up small and put them back in if you like green pepper. I personally don't like it. I like a little bit of the flavor, but I'm not big on when I have a whole green pepper in. So what I'll do is pull those 3 big pieces. It's one of the reasons why I love them big. Pull them out of this. That way it's not in there anymore. So now that we've mixed it a little bit, a little shake, we stirred it around. You're not going to stir it too much anymore. What I want you to do, put your lid back on. This time what we're going to do is build it to pressure on 3/4 high, medium high. What we're going to do is, after it's pressurized, we're going to reduce it to the lowest setting you possibly can on your stove. And we're going to let it sit for about 15-20 minutes fully pressurized. And then after that, it's about ready to eat. Okay, we've finished cooking. Again, now you have your broccoli appetizer that we made, kind of like the soup for the meal. And we've got the main course, which I put on rice. You can put on pasta, or you don't have to use anything under it. You just eat the stew. But everything's good, and like I always say, have them do the dishes. You cooked. Thank you. Have a good night.